Welcome to By the Railside Podcast. I'm Zach. That's Jordan. He loves that. Oh my God. An earthquake happened on your
That's because I
end
was
of the
so
room.
vigorous in showing them my face.
I surprised you. You're like, oh my God, we're starting.
I should have just flipped it
Yeah.
and then not been here and then
Yeah.
popped in.
Whoa.
How do you do that?
How
Movie
do I?
magic.
Yeah.
No, not you, me.
Star swipes.
Star Wars. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's why I've never given a movie 10 out of 10. It's because there's been a severe lack of Star Wipes.
That is true. We need more in Hollywood. Hollywood?
Hollywood?
Hear us?
Hollywood?
Star swipe.
Wipe.
Star wipe?
Star Wipe. You've been on Tinder too long.
There's not a lot of star swipes on there.
Doesn't swipe. It fucking...
The only star swipe on there is me. Mom said I was a handsome boy.
Mom's a fucking liar. You're way too old to be a boy.
Could be. Hey, and if you're old enough, don't forget to go follow us on social medias. I tweeted not about the podcast one time. I commented on someone's tweet because they were it was an article about the PlayStation Plus games, and everyone was so furious at them. It's a free game. Shut the fuck up.
You know, you should have commented on that. You at Bungie, like, fix your fucking battle pass. You guys are forgetting about the big issues here. Come on, there's more serious matters like the battle pass.
Yeah. No. Fucking dinks.
Did you hear like 50 people died?
Where? Oh, like Missouri?
Yeah.
A tornado?
Yeah.
I heard 70.
It was unconfirmed when I read it. It was probably just a rising death toll at this point. The reason I know about that is because I was on Reddit and I was swiping on the popular page, and there's this post on r/teenagers. I have no control over the popular page. I'm not on r/teenagers. And it's this kid. The post was just labeled "I'm gonna die," so I thought it was like just a kid like writing a suicide note or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is probably not good. I'm gonna read it. And it's just this kid, like, he's like, yeah, I'm in the path of like 4 fucking hurricanes right now, so I'm probably gonna die. And I was like,
Jesus.
where have I been? Also, how do you not know? Like, I feel like we have the science to know about this beforehand.
Not soon enough. Oh, like the movie Twister? That's a great movie. Helen Hunt, who now has only one facial expression because she has so much plastic surgery. It's bad. I think she was in like an emotional scene. And I was like, oh, she hasn't moved at all.
I don't think I've
This is
seen
amazing.
Helen Hunt in a number of years. Yeah. No, actually, that was a pretty accurate face.
Yeah. Yeah, she's seen
See
better
that hurricane?
days,
That's a twister.
unfortunately. And the fact that you tell her she's seen better days, and that probably only makes it worse. Now she's gonna get more plastic surgery because Helen Hunt listens to By the Railside Podcast.
Yeah, because she's smart.
Yeah. Smart people, listen to this. The 4 of you out there on Spotify, you're the real deal. You can't see me, but I'm looking right at you.
You're the only thing keeping me going.
Yeah. And then our YouTube following of 9,
Hell yeah. Well,
you're the real deal.
get those 3 views every video, guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Not even one of them's not even me.
Yeah. It's shocking. And we've been doing this for just over a year. And you know what? We're going to take a holiday break, actually, after we finish the Infinity Saga. I know it's going to suck, but it's only a couple weeks for Grimace and the New Year's. And then the New Year, we're coming back. We're going to review a whole bunch of stuff. Because, Infinity Saga is going to be done.
It's very sad.
Yeah. We'll sprinkle in some Marvel things every now and then, you know, especially when we go see new Spider-Man. Pretty stoked for that. Do you work that Sunday?
Probably.
Fuck.
I'll see if I can
Monday
switch.
night. I should be back in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'll probably be at work. I mean, well, if you're willing to go after work, if there's a showing at like 8-ish.
I don't care.
Or
I'll go.
8:30-ish, 9-ish.
I'll go all the time.
Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't say I'll go all night because...
No. We're old now. I can't do that.
I could stay up for at least 36 hours.
Not now. You smoked.
Oh, 100% I could do it. If I didn't have to work tomorrow, I'd fucking prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Do
It's tempting because then we just gotta watch Titans.
I'll fucking do a 24-hour stream, bro.
Titans. I know it's not Marvel, but check that show out. It's on Netflix. 3 seasons. We're gonna start the 3rd season after we record this.
Yeah. Which is right now for me.
You better believe. George's watching on his phone as we're recording. Oh, and speaking of the Infinity Saga, we're actually on Infinity War. That's the movie we're reviewing today, and what a excellent beginning of the culmination of all these movies and the storytelling. Goddamn, what is it about, Jordan?
Well, we're going to throw it back to another classic, Blazer 346.
Oh, yeah.
2 years after the Leipzig fight and immediately following the destruction of Asgard, the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy learn that the Mad Titan Thanos is seeking to collect the Infinity Stones, which are said to be the most powerful artifacts in the universe. Facing an enemy too powerful to stop alone, the Avengers and the Guardians, alongside Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Spider-Man, must come together and stop Thanos from inflicting his power and destroying the universe. Again, a very, very good review. Slightly inaccurate.
Yeah.
But I think it does the job of enticing people that have never seen Infinity War, I guess the MCU, to watch it.
Oh, yeah. I would think so. And if you're starting on Infinity War, you're a psycho. Go watch the other ones. You gotta, because there's so many throwbacks and different things that happen throughout these next 2 movies that are just nods to the actual other movies, the storytelling leading up to this. This one has I think they call it a cold open. The next one's got a cold open that's a tug at the heartstrings right there. Great acting by Jeremy Renner in the next one. But this one does another bit of a cold open, I think, where it starts out where you get on Thor's ship with all the Asgardians, and Thanos is there. He's already got the Power Stone, which was stored on Xandar. We learned in Guardians of the Galaxy. And he fucking cranks the Hulk.
Yeah, just fucking destroys him.
Yeah.
Not even worried about anything. He's so casually just pinned against the wall. He's like, okay, my turn.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really liked that fight scene because something you've never seen in the Hulk is fear. And you can tell, he immediately starts to, instead of getting pissed at someone stronger than him, which would normally be what happens, he just, is shocked and starts to feel fear.
Yeah.
As soon as he is, his hands getting peeled off by Thanos, you can see in his face, he's just like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and which is really cool that they did that, but also the neat little factor is throughout the movie, anytime Thanos is using the stones, they all light up on the gauntlet, and he didn't use the Power Stone at all against the Hulk. So the fact that he didn't do that, and he's beating someone who's probably the strongest on Earth, anyways.
And on Sakaar.
Yeah, and on Sakaar, and he just ruined him. It really starts you and then sets the tone for how bad this guy really is, which is great. And then Loki tries to save the day. R.I.P.
I feel like I would have just sent a clone and just sort of zorbed myself out with my brother.
Oh, 100%. I just sack the body like that.
You're the god of mischief. You're telling me you can't you don't have a backdoor access to the Bifrost, even if you have the sword.
No.
And Heimdall's corpse.
Yeah. Just holding his eyes open. Teleport us!
It's the dark magic. He's got dirt on his eye. You can't see where it's going.
Yeah. It's, they start out, a lot of characters dying. It seemed pretty important and very meaningful to others. A little bit of foreshadowing.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about when Thanos blew up the refugee ship.
Yeah.
Now, I had questions, which we were talking about when we watched the movie, but I wanted to know how they survived, like how assuming half the Asgardians survived. I saw the ship; it looked kind of smaller, but I don't know if that was just because it's absolutely dwarfed by Thanos' ship.
Yeah.
So maybe like did they have escape pods that the Thanos was like, all right, we're gonna fill these escape pods, and then those people get to go, and then you guys we'll get you in these escape pods after they're gone.
Yeah.
And then he just like turns around at his boys and is just like,
Yeah, because some Asgardians survive for the next one that we find out. Um, it must have. I think you might be right on it breaking apart, because in that first little scene, like Valkyrie wasn't there, Korg and them weren't there, so all things that you would think would be there because of what we see at the end of Ragnarok just aren't there anymore. So I think it must have been that broke apart, or it's different quadrants in the ships is where they're located. But yeah, and then he still manages to save half,
yeah,
which is his goal. He just wants to cull half the universe. In the MCU version, it's because he feels people will be grateful because it'll cut down on literally everything, food supply or like food consumption, the environmental damage, everything like that. So that people will be grateful that they will have these new bountiful lives. In the comic books, he did it because he was obsessed with the goddess of death and he wanted to impress her. He was in love with her, and so he was just like, "Oh, I know what to do. I'll just kill half of everything." And he does, and then Death's just like, "Meh, whatever. I like Deadpool."
yeah. I don't understand. Like, just choose this crazy dude over someone who's giving you like, technically they would be sacrifices, I'd say.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like bringing roses.
yeah, this is like the one dude. Thanos is an incel.
Yeah.
Thanos is like giving her presents, bringing her chocolates, bringing her souls of the damned and the dead. And Deadpool just rolls up on a motorcycle. He's like, "Hey, yo, baby, you got a fat ass. You want a burrito?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I'm sorry, Thanos, I gotta go." And then he writes on his blog about how all female aliens are sluts.
Why won't anyone fuck me?
And that's when he gets the gauntlet.
Yeah.
He's actually just hiding how chafed his hand is.
Yeah.
They don't have Vaseline. The Vaseline is only on Earth. Everywhere else, they're just dry dogging it.
Oh my god, it's rough.
It's a sandpaper handy. This is the one thing, because like those lines in his skin, those are natural.
Yeah.
So you might think, oh, ribbed for everyone's pleasure, but
No.
their skin is like sandpaper.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of a cat. Their tongues are very soft, and their skin is like sandpaper. There is no explanation. I just Googled it. It doesn't seem like there was an explanation. Oh, I guess the Russo brothers offered a simple solution. Prior to the start of that scene, escape ships were deployed for Asgardians, including Valkyrie.
Well, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, it's or it just could be because of how not Odin, but Thor survived, just because his age and the advancements in technology and stuff, and they're technically not gods in the MCU, but they feel pretty godly, even though they say, "Oh no, we're not gods." Like, oh, sure about that, there, Chief?
I think they're basically immortals. Like they're one of the longest living races, I'd say. Because I know Thor is, in his culture, he's like a very young adult. Like the first time you see him, he's basically a teenager.
Yeah.
And he says in this movie he's 1,500 years old. So the past couple years that have blinked by, where he's like shown so much improvement and growth, it's been like 3 months to him.
Yeah. Which is it's crazy. I think they're definitely online. They're like on par with the Eternals, I think, for aging. Excuse me.
Well, that's the thing you got to think of, because spoiler alert ahead for Eternals. I'm giving them a second to.
Okay.
Because in the Eternals, you find out that they're not all the same being. Like they're clones, right? It's just the same mind being transferred. So
Yeah.
is that technically immortality? Like I would consider that more akin to an AI or an artificial being, so an AB.
Maybe. I don't know, because the deviants are all created. So maybe like Celestials. I know that like the Eternals hang out with the Olympian gods, because the Olympians are in the Marvel universe. Like,
Yeah.
they haven't shown in the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet. I think they're planning on bringing a couple in, which would be sick. Actually, yeah, I think in the next Thor, I think there's gonna be one.
Ooh.
Yeah, 'cause the bad guy in that one's like Gore the God Butcher or something like that.
Yeah, played by Christian Bale.
Yeah,
Which like,
it's gonna
come
be
on,
crazy.
don't be greedy. You had Batman. You
No.
had 3 Batman. You can't just come to the MCU now after your Batman ended.
Rachel. If this guy.
Where is he? That's the Batman. That
Yeah.
he is. Or when he's like, you know who I am. Trying to do a fucking Palpatine impression.
I am the Senate.
Who are you? I am the Senate. What? And then he jumps up and just
Yeah.
fart noise off into the night.
Pieces out. Well, yeah, I enjoyed the graphics. I enjoyed the concept of the Hulk actually being beat, and then he gets beamed down by Heimdall, and then you see him connect up with Doctor Strange. One of the things that sort of
Whoa.
Oh.
Doctor Strange and Wong.
and Wong, yeah,
Show some respect.
should be implied. Wong's everywhere.
Wong is bae.
Wong,
Let's bring it back to 2018.
yeah. But yeah, breaks into the Sanctum Sanctorum.
The house.
Yeah.
Hogwarts, I believe it's called.
Yeah, he goes to Hogwarts, and then when he's in there, like one of the issues I have, and this is I'm gonna use these little things to pull it away from that 10, because I'm gonna try real hard to try and pull it away for Endgame, because I feel I'm already rating it as close to a 10 as possible.
Yeah, we better stock up on tissues because I know you're gonna cry.
I don't cry. I
Yes, you
feel
do.
it coming, and then I.
It only works for
hit
so
it
long.
back. Yeah.
Soon enough, there's like a big pit of just black tar of
Oh,
sad inside
Yeah,
you.
I'll fill it with cheesecake.
It doesn't work.
Oh damn.
I have the size 52 pants to prove it. Not currently. We're doing it.
But yeah, he says he's like Thanos is coming. Bruce says it because he's transforming back, and Doctor Strange goes, "Who?" But when we see him in Thor Ragnarok, he says he keeps a list of all beings of threat to the Earth. So either because of the way Thanos does things, his name didn't get across to Doctor Strange, or it's just like a continuity error thing that they missed on the writing.
Yeah, I think it might be he doesn't know about any threats that haven't already been to Earth.
Oh, okay.
So he definitely has I'm assuming the Chitauri
Yeah.
down on that list, but he doesn't know that that's actually just Thanos' like war dogs. I wanted to point out I don't think it was Bruce, or I don't think it was just Bruce saying Thanos is coming, because you've seen it before. When the Hulk talks, it has a very distinct voice, and when Bruce talks, it's just Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
But that one, there was a bit of both in it. So I think it was kind of like, that was like the last message that Hulk was getting out, was Thanos is coming, and now I'm hiding forever.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I guess that could also be like maybe he just didn't understand him because of the changing in the tones and everything like that. It sounded kind of muffled. So maybe he was just like, who?
But yeah, I don't think he knew about Thanos because he hadn't been to the planet yet. Because like how would he know about all that stuff? Because he would have known about Gamora then. Because at one point she would have been on his list.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just threats that they have knowledge of, like threats that have already been to Earth and have been maybe like a repeat offenders list.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just that makes the most sense to me. Just because like currently, right now, you and me, there could be a threat in space that could easily take us out, and we wouldn't know about it.
Please come.
Because do it.
If you listen
Do
to
it.
By the Railside podcast,
Yeah, if you have, if you're not born on this planet and you're listening to this podcast, bring the army, subjugate the planet, and give us better lives.
yeah,
Because I wholeheartedly believe that, like, yeah, I know. The inequality here is fucking ridiculous. We're going to kill the 20 some odd people that own most of the money. And then we're going to give everyone jobs that suit them and a dog.
oh,
I want a space dog.
sounds like communism.
But it'll work. That's the difference. It'll work.
Well, communism as a theory
Yeah.
works.
Fantastically.
Practical, no one has done it right.
Humans are too selfish.
Yep.
Because, like, under communism, if I saved my pocket change for 3 months and I bought myself a nice chocolate bar and I go home, on my way home, I'm just, taking a bite. My neighbor sees that I have a chocolate bar and he's like, well, they didn't give me one. And him not knowing that I saved for 3 months
Get this chocolate.
to get this chocolate bar. And he, well, no, that's it. You're getting reported, going to the gulag. You're not sharing. That's our chocolate bar.
Yeah.
No, it's not, motherfucker.
We both work for this.
I bought the caramel.
Oh,
I at least want a bite of the Milky Way.
but yeah, so we see that, and then we see Thama and
What?
Thama. That's the space wizard.
Thma?
Yeah, that's his name.
Okay.
I don't know what the big guy's name is.
I just thought it was like a nerd that's really into old guns.
No.
Can't say small.
No.
This is my small.
No, there's him. Oh fuck. Yeah, I can't remember who the big guy's name is.
Chumbus.
Then there's the girl. Her Proxima Knight,
Hey, shit.
and then her fuck buddy. Yeah, you're like, oh wow, they didn't do research. No, we fucking didn't.
We can't do research.
This is off the cuff.
He made me hit a dab pen before this. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
It's not a dab pen.
That is a dab pen.
Is it?
That is a dab pen.
Oh, I'm ripping dabs. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm a stoner.
It's oil. It's a concentrated oil. That's what dabs are. It's just
Goop.
concentrated. Yeah.
That's not oil.
That's all like half of THC stuff now is goop.
THC goop. It's a high goop.
Yeah.
High goop content.
Goopy.
That's what that is. I think I can fit that in there. That's probably
No,
a bad
do not
idea.
smoke that.
Does it say on there?
Probably not. Maybe. It might be on the warning label, but no. Anything that is meant to be ingested orally, do not smoke because you will
Oh,
fuck your lungs in the next week.
there's oral use only.
You thought popcorn lung
you
was
can't,
bad?
You can't bum it.
You're going to get Colonel lung.
I love the Colonel.
So he punches me in the face. It's a reference to Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that show, spoilers. He guy punches Santa.
But yeah, they get in there. Tony and
141 people in this movie.
really?
Cast 141 people.
Holy
Yeah, I was
shit.
gonna go and find those people's names, but now it's a daunting task. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, they get down to Earth. They're looking for the other stone. Tony and them are arguing. Tony and Doctor Strange, which great pairing. Two of the biggest egos in the fucking MCU. Both super smart, know what they're doing. All think they're the best, and the interaction between them is great. It's with movies like this, it's nice because you get to actually see the interaction between the characters that you haven't. So like Doctor Strange and Tony, Peter Parker's in there as well. The Guardians and Iron Man, which that one was also hilarious between Quill and Tony. When Peter Quill just basically tells Tony that his plan sucks.
Yeah.
And that he's going to do the plan now so that it'll be really cool.
That's the only reason he gives to it. He doesn't
Yeah.
tell them about a plan.
Yeah.
I just love his face. Like Tony's just. Because I've done that before. Working
Yeah.
retail, 100%. Like someone says something so stupid, you're just like, I gotta remember how to breathe. Like they're rubbing off on me. Their names also are Call Obsidian is the guy
Okay.
that loses a hand. Ebony Maw. So you were wrong.
That's what Thanos called him. Maybe
Oh.
he said the Maw.
Maybe
Using
the Maw.
Maws.
Yeah, because according to IMDb, Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive as Michael Shaw.
He's that dude that does all the weird things, right? He was like Abe and is it that guy? Or no, that's the Ebony Maw. I think he's that actor that was he was the thing at the table in Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh
He's a real creepy looking motherfucker.
I don't know if he was him on set. No. So I guess the guy that did the no. So the guy that did Call Obsidian was also the on-set Groot, and
Okay.
it was Terry Notary. I know who you're talking about. No, I don't think he was in this one.
Yeah, I thought he was.
He's famous for just like doing just monsters.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I've seen him in Legion. He's the ice cream man.
Yeah. Wasn't he also the mouth of Sauron? I'm pretty sure he was the mouth of Sauron.
Maybe I don't really count that one because he's got a helmet covering most
Yeah.
of his face. Like he's just got the fucked up mouth. With who needs some goddamn chapstick?
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, it's
That's me in winter.
ooh.
After 2 coffees, and I smile at someone on the street. You know, give him the old.
Is that ice cracking? What is that?
It's my lips. Please help. That's why we invented Vaseline. That's why we have it. No other races have to deal with that.
Yeah. Don't have to deal with chap lips or penis.
I feel like there's got to be a alien species with penis.
Bro. Probably.
Because like, there's more than one species on Earth that has penis. You can't start laughing. I would have been fine saying it. It's a medical term.
I was all right
Phallus.
until you.
Till I what? Said the word penis?
No, the way you just held it out. You know, the comedic way.
Yeah. I pause for dramatic effect.
Penis.
You fucking took it away from me. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I think it's ruined.
Who the hell's saying
When the fight sequences in this were all pretty badass. Even just showing that when things hadn't worked together before. So like realistically, like Peter and Iron Man or Spider-Man and Iron Man haven't really fought together. So the going back and forth with that, being able to analyze each other's moves and the reaction times and everything was good. Doctor Strange and Peter Quill later on when they're fighting Thanos, and Strange is just sort of like hucking little discs so Peter can hop to put a bomb on him. Because I don't think all that was done in the planning stages.
Yeah, no, I feel like Peter, like they gave them their game plan, and it was just wing it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the fight scenes as well. I thought that specific scene where like the Guardians, Peter, Tony, and Doctor Strange were fighting Thanos on the planet was phenomenally done.
Yeah.
The CG in it, the movie, like the CG in the movie as a whole, I think is fairly well done. It's always the neckline on the suits that I have issues with, and
Yeah.
I don't know why they can't get it right.
I think with those ones, it's because that's full CG.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other times, it was like partial practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
But because in this one, we see nanotech, and for both Peter and Tony,
That's true.
I think that's what causes that neckline issue.
Because actually, it makes sense because Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, his suit was absolutely fine. I think that's because it was a practical suit.
Yeah.
Because that one's a lot easier to do. Like, there's not as many moving parts. Although I feel like Tony's new suit would be fairly easy to do because it's more streamlined. Like, there was no jutting out pieces or anything like that. So they could have actually made like a molded suit for it. and then just done the special little things, like when his arm turns into a ding dong. I also noticed that Chris Hemsworth's eye patch was animated
Yeah.
for like the entire thing, whereas I think in Thor he actually had an eye patch.
Yeah.
They couldn't have brought that back
So
out.
practical?
Like,
Nah.
in movie time, it had been approximately 30 seconds to 5 minutes. I don't know
Yeah.
how long it took them to massacre that ship. But it didn't take that long. I'm assuming Chris Hemsworth has it somewhere. Because, like, why would you not steal it? That's something you could easily pocket and just pull it out at your kid's birthday party. Be like, oh, I'm Thor.
Yeah.
And then hit them with a hammer.
I've also seen a lot of people saying that it would have been better if he just kept the eye patch.
Yeah.
Like instead of Rocket giving him a brand new eye.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is probably just because like Chris Hemsworth didn't want to hold his eye closed the whole time.
Yeah, most likely.
But if you get like a real eye patch and you just do it, I don't know, it made him look more battle hardened to me. Like in this one, it's more they're leading. Now it would look goofy come the next one. Spoilers if you're watching with us. With the I guess with the version of Thor that's in the next one, the eye patch definitely would look a little out of place.
Yeah, like he got
so.
into an accident with a taco truck
Yeah.
instead of lost it in a fight. I wouldn't actually. I want to go back and rewatch Ragnarok because I didn't quite see how she sliced his eye. I thought it was like a downward angle, but apparently she must have because when he popped the eye in, there was no scar, no nothing. He literally just opened up the socket and shoved it in there.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. Like there should have been a scar because it looked like it went down, and he had blood like surrounding his eye socket when it actually got cut out. And to my very limited understanding of the human eye, it is not filled with blood.
No, it's like a liquid.
Yeah, blood is a liquid most of the time.
Yeah.
Except for the people on Everest. Sorry, should I say the markers on Everest? Because that's what they are now.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Dead. Just like
Waypoints.
Just like half the people in the universe.
MCU universe.
I did. Yeah. You get to the end. We'll get back to the middle parts, but the more important thing is near the end. Thanos actually gets that snap off,
Yep.
and he finally gets all the stones. Snaps it because Thor's an idiot and he can go for the head
Or the arm.
Yeah, chop that the fuck off.
I don't know why.
Went dead center in the chest.
Yeah, which I mean, it was a decent plan. Because I don't know anything about his biology, but like the human heart would have been right there. He would have been toasterinoed. Also the lungs, the airway, there's no way he's surviving that for very long. Enough to snap, obviously. So early in the movie, like I said, when Wong just straight up badasses a portal and cuts the Obsidian's hand off.
Yeah.
Why didn't him or Doctor Strange think to do that with Thanos? Just like get him to, because he took a swing at you a couple times, so all you gotta do is time that swing, just like you were doing with Peter with the magic with a kick.
Yeah.
You could have just timed it right, so right before he punches Tony, his hand goes into Earth, or the center of the sun, and then close the portal so his hand and the gauntlet are in the sun.
Yeah, they definitely didn't use the sling ring to as much advantage as they could have. And even, like, getting back to Earth. I don't know if there's, like, maybe there's, like, a distance thing that needs to be done.
Or maybe you need to know, well, I wouldn't say you need to know where you are. Because all you have to do, really, all that's said in Doctor Strange is that you have to have a very clear image in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you would be able to do that. Maybe he didn't have the power at that point, because he did just do an all-out fight.
Yeah.
But I would just, like, sling ring around. Like, I can go anywhere in the universe. It's like, oh, shit, Thanos is coming. Psych, I'm on the other side of the universe. And just do that every 2 weeks.
Yeah, because it's gonna take them a while to find you.
Yeah, well, they seem to know where the stones are at all times for some reason, which I don't think is ever explained. Um, unless they just always known that the time stone was on Earth.
Yeah, maybe they must have because it's been there a while.
Yeah, or if they had like some way
Well,
to contact Dormammu, or they knew about like Dormammu.
also they you find out in the second one, but every time a stone, like when the stones are used, there's a huge blast of cosmic energy.
Yeah.
So maybe they can have their their trackers set.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
then you actually know because really they got used in pretty much the places that they were found.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They on Earth they were used there. Vision uses the stone constantly. Plus, they knew that the staff was there, so I
Yeah.
think they knew that it was there.
That one I'm not questioning so much. It's the time stone I was curious about, because like the staff, obviously I think he knew about it at that point, because he was the one that gave it to Loki.
Yeah,
And but I just was wondering like how they knew about the time stone. But it makes sense that they had, or they would be able to track it that way. Um, it's never explicitly said that they are able to track it, I guess, because or sorry, they don't. It's never explicitly said that they can track individual stones. Um, and I didn't know if that was maybe like because it was within something, so it would be like trying to track the tesseract energy or something like that, because it's not the actual stone; it's like a housing unit for it.
yeah,
Um, but I guess yeah, if there was a certain radiation or something that comes off, because it's never explained like what their technology is. So they should be able to have it. I think the only reason that the Avengers can track it in the second one is because they had a similar reading to go off of
yeah,
when Thanos did the old.
yeah, exactly.
I hope that comes across really crisp.
Yeah,
You see just a random spike in the
yeah.
audio.
It's okay. I did. I saw it in the other one and I had to like take a chunk out. I screamed in one of them, and it just fucking. I turned everything up
Yeah.
in the beginning, and then I was like going through, and I was like, "Oh, that's a high one," and yeah, it was fucking loud. So
Did you peak the microphone? I
I
want to
might
yell
have.
so loud that it just stops working.
I don't. I don't want to. I don't like to edit. That's why I keep my voice down in this one. Nothing crazy, you know.
But you turn us up every time, so you just got to talk louder. Or should we talk closer?
No, because that picks up everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably picking up my mustache rubbing up against it. It's ASMR for the people at home. I can't do ASMR. I found out. It makes me ill. I get nauseous when I hear it.
Yeah,
Like it's
I
some
don't like it at
fucking
all.
like 19-year-old girl on TikTok and it
Ugh.
makes my skin crawl
Nails on a chalkboard.
just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Something else I liked about the movie, bringing it back to the topic of the podcast, was the fact that even though Tony, when he was saying that he couldn't call Cap, he was so adamant about it and like trying to explain to Bruce everything that happened in the 2+ years that he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But he had it fully charged, ready to go,
Yeah.
and he was out on a run with his wife at the time. Like I don't think they stopped off at wherever Tony lives, whichever one of the houses or villas he's staying in currently.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show like he gives a shit, but he doesn't want anyone to know it.
Yeah. Or like even though that there was a falling out, there's still that mutual respect type deal, and like if things go haywire, there's always that one person you can call.
Yeah,
Which is good.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Yeah. They should have called them. Fuck. It would have been way better if they called the Ghostbusters.
They would have got the what's her name?
the female version.
Yeah, I was gonna say Amy Schumer, but she's not in that movie.
Melissa McCarthy,
Melissa McCarthy.
Leslie Jones,
Yes.
um,
Saturday Night Live. Fuck.
Kristen Wiig.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the one I couldn't remember. Kristen Wiig. Melissa McCarthy usually makes me crack up, but I think it's Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
I didn't get far in that movie. I think I got to the point where she was taking a shit in the sink, and I was like, this is not the topical poop joke that I enjoy. I feel ill. I enjoyed Ghostbusters though every time.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth is in that one as well.
Yeah.
The best part I think of the whole movie is that at the end, they're like after they finish saving New York, he's like he was trying to find them in a sandwich shop, so he grabbed a sandwich, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they're mad about it because they didn't think he was actually looking, and so they hucked his sandwich away. He just like looks behind them, is like, can I get help with that? And then the sandwich just like comes in off frame. He grabs it and just takes a bite. Best part of the whole movie.
What do you think is the best part in this movie?
There's too many.
Yeah. What do you think is the most hard-hitting moment?
The end, honestly.
Yeah.
Not like the very, very end. I don't think it's the snap. It's the moment between Vision and Wanda.
Yeah.
Like that's probably the most hard-hitting moment for me. Just like the realization that like she's the only one that can do it, but she doesn't want to do it. Her acting was fucking phenomenal. I almost cracked up when it was happening because her lips started quivering, and for some reason I remembered when we were younger and you were trying not to laugh, your chin would start quivering. And then I started laughing because that's all I could fucking see. Like, you have to kill me. I never understood how you could do it.
I don't either. It was just
Try and do it. Do it right now. Don't.
I can't hold it in anymore.
It's 2021. It's time to let it out.
Yeah.
Davey.
Yeah.
Like that movie, Eight
Technical
Crazy
foul.
Nights. What?
It's a technical foul. Well, that's a technical foul. Whitey, where were you?
I can't hear that's a technical foul without fucking thinking of her part after. But I'd like to see it anyway.
Fuck. Maybe we should record a Christmas special. You know, when I went down to Dad's, we watched The Great Outdoors twice in one night.
Really?
Yeah. There was on AMC. There was like I think it must have been like a John Candy movie marathon thing.
Okay, yeah.
So they're just playing. So The Great Outdoors came on.
Yeah.
And then I sat and watched that, and they were talking about what they were getting for dinner and stuff. And then it's still playing. We finish it up just as we're eating dinner, and then we go through a couple more movies, and it pops on again, like 2 movies later.
Yeah.
And so Dad's just like, nice. And then we sat and watched the whole thing. We were up till like midnight watching The Great Outdoors.
You gotta show John Candy some respect.
The bald-headed bear.
Bald-headed bear ass.
Yeah. I didn't realize. So at the end, when they're doing the credits in that scene, and they're in like the bar and dancing or whatever, and like Dan Aykroyd and all them, once you get after that, you get to go. It goes back to the raccoons that had tipped over and fucked up the garbage can so many times, and then they're just like, "Hey, did you hear about so and so?" And they're like, "Yeah." Now she's she got shot in the ass. And she's like, I guess you say she's bald on both ends now. the raccoons are talking about the bear.
Yeah.
Which I'd never seen that part before. I'd always shut it off as soon as they started dancing. I was like, oh, this is over.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And rewound it. So I watched it again because we had it on VHS.
That was the precursor to the MCU's after credit scenes. Mm-hmm. It was the bloopers and stuff at the end.
Yeah.
Something that that movie did right that I would like to see in a lot more movies, at least on like the DVD or Blu-ray version of it, is subtitles for characters that do not speak.
Yeah.
Because and like there has to be planned lines for them, or at least like some dialogue that you can throw in because they're like R2D2. I would love that. Or Groot. Like let me know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because like yeah, I can get it from context, maybe. But I would like to see what he's saying sometimes.
Yeah.
Like in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when he says I am Groot at the very end. And it turns out what he actually said is welcome to the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like that's some funny shit.
Yeah, that one it definitely would have been better, but I feel like maybe they go like the Netflix route where they don't fully. They're just um, like says something offensive, or just like speaking
Okay.
Groot.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, like sometimes I found that Netflix will have subtitles for foreign languages, but only if you do not have closed captioning on.
Really?
Yeah. I've noticed a few times because I watch a lot of stuff with closed captioning on because like whether it's a fucking train going by or the furnace kicking on, sometimes I just can't hear shit, so I'll just read it instead. And sometimes it'll be like speaking Spanish, and I'll be like, "Fuck, did I miss an important piece of information?" So I go back and or I rewatched an episode at work. I just restarted the whole thing, and I remembered seeing like a lot of things that just said speaking Spanish, and then it had the actual translations when I didn't have the captions on.
Yeah, I've had that, or sometimes they'll have it, but they'll also like have it over that so that you get like
The
the
dual
movie
layers.
subtitles
Yeah.
and then the Netflix subtitles over top, and I was like, great, now I got to try and read the new Ant-Man logo again.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of fucking lines. Um, Speaking of lines, my favorite line probably in this movie is when the Guardians pick up Thor for the first time, and he's like telling them where he needs to go. He's like, I need to go to Need de Valier, or however you pronounce that. I
Yeah.
just butchered it. And Drax was just like, that's a made up word.
Yeah.
And Thor's like, all words are made up.
Yeah.
Like that was the most logical thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there just fucking covered in hamburger. Just all words are made up.
He's right.
And then I had a quick existential crisis, and then I got back into the film.
Yeah.
Probably around the part where Quill started pretending to be Thor.
Yeah. I could tell that the end of the movie was like such a big deal is because normally whenever we're watching movies like there's either our commentary or we point out things like that. But I think from the moment like everything quieted down and they were noticing that the winds are changing because Thanos was just about to arrive till basically the end of the movie, we were both just dead silent.
Yeah.
There was just the movie playing and that was it. Which I think it commends to just the powerfulness of the scene, the acting in the whole thing, and just like it was like that the culmination of the climax moment, and you're just like, holy shit! It just draws you right in.
Oh yeah, they did that phenomenally because I think that was the goal, was because at that point we didn't know that there was going to be a part 2.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's like, that's the end of the fucking movie. Like, and so that's how you have to get them. Like, you got to draw them in, and that's why I think they kind of drew out that whole last fight scene. Even with the like surprise appearance of Thor at the very end, like all the Avengers were defeated, or all the Avengers in the immediate area were defeated. No one else was standing up to Thanos, and then you think, oh fuck, he's gonna do it. And then there's that little semblance of hope with Thor flying in and throwing his axe at him.
Yeah.
And then they completely rip your pants down and destroy you. And just snap.
Yeah. And everyone's dusting scenes I felt were great. Like there was no
I didn't like Peters.
Really?
Just for the fact that he got like 45 seconds from the time he started to wither away, where everyone else was like within 3 to 4. It just seemed a little off.
Yeah.
Like I 100% understand why they did it because they're sick fucks.
Yeah.
Like there's no other reason other than they're fucking assholes. Because like at that point, every single MCU fan is like, okay, so Thanos snapped away everyone, so now half the galaxy is gone, and then you have to watch this brand new character that you're falling in love with just wither away slowly over 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Like compare the emotional impact of T'Challa and Peter. It was
Yeah.
very emotional for Okoye because she was right there and she watched him just turn into the wind. But Peter, like, he fell into Tony and he hugged him and he started crying and then he fell to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. I think, but I do feel, um, that the mixture of characters. I think the only one that wasn't like the emotionality wasn't fully there was Rhodey and Sam.
Mm-hmm.
But I even think like the emotional impact, obviously with Tony and Peter, that one was big. But even the small, like to start it off, just Bucky going, Steve,
Yeah.
and then and then Steve's just like, holy fuck.
I think that it would have been maybe more powerful if they just did like the something similar with Peter, where he's like Mr. Stark, and then as he's falling into him, and Tony tries to catch him, he's just like as he's falling, he says, "I don't feel so good," and then just turns to dust.
Yeah.
That would have been better, and I wouldn't have been pissed off about that one. But this one is just like the feeling that I would compare it to is like someone stabs you by accident, and then as they're trying to take it out, instead of pulling it out, they just twist it.
Yeah.
Like you just got knocked out of the bar, and some guy says, "Hey man, you want some help?" and then spits in your face.
Yeah. And it's just all those. That was, and then almost like the ending scene too, when it's all happened, and just before, I think they should have cut it there or shown Thanos beforehand, because the very ending scene is Thanos resting, watching a sunrise.
Yeah.
Exactly what he said he was going to do after he did his task. I feel like that should have been before, and then kick to Steve, and everyone going like, "What just happened?" And Steve just like the realization that this just happened all over the globe too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, and then roll the credits from there.
Yeah, that one.
Because that one's more impactful because you're like, holy fuck, because then you realize it, you're realizing it too. You not only like all the characters that I love and all these relationships between these characters are just sacrificed and ruined, but then as he's coming to a realization, it also tells you like, oh, this happened everywhere.
Yeah.
And then that little thing gets broken and pulls you out when Thanos is just sitting there, just ready to just complete it, basically.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I like the way they did it because in my mind, it's going from like it's showing the absolute defeat. The guy that never backs down will always stand up. Like fell on his ass, and he realized he was done. He lost. There was nothing he could do at that point. And then it cuts to Thanos, who's feeling very fulfilled. Like he's not. He's almost like he's not smiling, but he's smirking almost.
Yeah.
Like his mission is finally complete, and he's happy. So I kind of like the way they did that because it's supposed to fuel like your anger for Thanos because like you get to see what he's done to everyone else, and then you see Thanos just like chilling, just happy about it. Like I would describe it as a smirk. It's the smirk that you give like when you piss someone off intentionally, and they get there like, "Oh, why are you so mad, bro?"
Yeah. But yeah, and then I guess too, yeah, it gives you a direction to put that anger. during the fight scene before, so the ending fight scene, pretty much the whole movie, just you're getting to this scene, and that I think that's they did an unreal job with the whole battle. Um, but when Cap is holding Thanos back, and I don't think like Thanos is could easily just crush him, and he ends up doing it. But I think it's the you can see like surprise on his face, just being like, "Holy fuck! Okay, this guy's not as big of a pushover as I thought." Um, which I like that, and that was like a throwback to the comics, because when this happens in the comics, Cap is like, as long as one man stands against you, it's not over, or like you haven't won, and he's that guy that stands up. Everyone else is fucking wrecked. I think one of the things I want to talk about is the actual chosen of the dusting. I believe, for the most part, for most people, it was sheer randomness. Exactly what his plan was when he was on Titan. Just doesn't matter, poor, rich, doesn't matter. You're going.
Yeah.
Except for 3 in this, or maybe 3 or 4, in this movie. Tony, I think he chose to let him survive and live, just because of the fight that he put up and the fact that he's like, "You have my respect, Stark." So I think that. Same with Cap, because Cap was able to put up that fight, and he was like, like, again, a respect thing. He went toe to toe, and they put up a decent scrap. Thor, obviously, because he actually got a hit on him and did some damage. He still ended up doing the snap, but it was a battle. And the other one is falls under the dusted category. I believe he intentionally made sure Wanda was dusted because of that connection that they had. Which, I'll bring up now. He had to toss Gamora in order to get the Soul Stone. So that was his one daughter that he loved more than anything. Had to toss her. Wanda sacrificed Vision in order to destroy the stone, and so that there was an emotional connection between the two, even if Wanda didn't see it, but that's how Thanos viewed it. So I think he dusted her intentionally so that she wouldn't have to live with the pain that he has to live with all the time.
It makes sense for most of them. Thor, I think, because like my thought process for Thanos would be, his thought was, half of life on all worlds I haven't already culled.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he was immune. Because you can't tell, or you can't know for certain because you don't see the rest of the Asgardians. But spoilers, you find out that they are alive. There's a decent chunk of them, and they go to Norway, I believe.
Yeah.
That's what I thought happened. I definitely think he kept Stark alive. I think I thought he would have kept Peter alive, to be honest, because he's like, yeah, I like him. Maybe he did a similar mercy thing with Peter though, whereas like because he knew Gamora was dead, and they were smushing booties.
Yeah.
So he sent, I guess, them to the same place. Although, has it been confirmed or not whether like everyone was just trapped in the Soul Stone? Because Thanos said that he was gonna make it so that they ceased to exist.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how they played that. I don't think they're trapped anywhere, because even if they were, they would have been gone anyways, because if they're trapped in the stone, you find out in the next movie what he actually does with the stones.
Yeah.
So, we won't spoil it here because we're going to talk about it in the next one.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, it hasn't I don't know. Maybe they're in just another dimension or something like that that we're not sure of. Actually, I want to talk about. I read a thing about we're gonna detour over the Eternals. Post credit scene in that, you see Dane Whitman, played by Jon Snow, played by Kit Harington.
Say it right. Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
Jon Targaryen.
He's about to pick up the Ebony Blade, which is what gives him all his powers and what Seward is his whole family in the comics. And then you hear, are you sure you want to do that? Now, we thought it was the Watcher. Some people are saying that it is actually Mahershala Ali who's going to be playing Blade.
Oh.
And it was him doing that. Because I think a team between that is not the Midnight Sun. Well, I think the Midnight Suns. But there's another one that's like Blade, Moon Knight. It's like an R-rated team type deal. I think Ghost Rider's in there as well. So maybe it is the Midnight Suns. I can't remember. But yeah, I think a lot of people said it was him that did it in the post-credit scene.
Ooh.
So hopefully that's the case. Let's get a fucking Blade movie soon. Although, no, they'll definitely bring back Wesley Snipes. Look what they're planning on for Spider-Man. Look at all those things they brought in for Spider-Man.
Could be Wesley Snipes' kid.
Yeah, that is true.
Wesley Snipes fell in love, ate a garlic, was no longer a vampire, except in his penis.
Yeah. Nidavellir. That was a cool scene. I like the effects in that scene. The actual look of a star that's right there. It may not be like a full star, but the heart of a star. How it looked, you can see like the amazement and the beauty, just how Rocket looks at it, and Peter Dinklage playing a dwarf, a giant dwarf.
Yeah. I want to know if those are the dwarves of his society. How fucking big are the regular people?
Oh yeah,
2 times the size.
That's
2.5.
Yeah, he's about. Yeah, I think he's about the size of a frost giant even.
I think he's bigger than a frost giant.
Dwarves bigger than giants.
Who'd have thunk it? It's like that one guy who was legally classified at one point in his life a midget and a giant. I think by the time he was 18, he was like 4'10", 4'11", maybe a little bit less. And then he got a tumor that was pushed on his pituitary gland.
Yeah.
And then it just
shut
extra puberty.
What's your superpower? I never stop puberty.
I got a tumor.
What?
That's actually Deadpool.
Yeah.
What's your superpower? I have cancer. And I look like a pizza.
I'm so excited to have him pop in the MCU.
I really want him. I still wanted the dumbest cameo. I think I read about it on Twitter. But it was just someone was saying that the cameo should be just him in the background. Like the Avengers are having a meeting in Avengers Tower or wherever they are, and he's just in the background microwaving chimichangas.
Yeah.
And then they finally once it dings, he pulls them out and starts eating them, and they finally all recognize that he's there. They're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, just reheating my chimichangas. I'm gonna head out." And he just jumps out the window and says, "Catch me, Spidey!" And then you hear a splat, and then, "What the shit, Parker?" I really would love to see the bromance.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a bromance. The one-sided bromance between Deadpool and Peter Parker. Maybe after this one with the Multiverse of Madness, they'll do it.
I think so.
Because I think that Ryan Reynolds and Tom Holland, their screen interactions would be phenomenal. I don't know if they've ever been in a film together.
I don't think so, but just based on the way that he handles himself as Peter Parker and being able to do that, and then Ryan Reynolds just being a fucking gem and absolutely hilarious. And no matter what, can literally break everyone on set usually. Because I think a lot of times either his lines are improvised or just his ability to deliver comedic lines is there. There's no one really better.
Unparalleled.
I think Tom Holland talked once about what he thought the interaction between him and his Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, how he'd like to see that.
I think that'd be really funny as well. Like, I think Tom Holland, he has been. I'm trying to rank them in my head. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man and a very accurate Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Tobey Maguire has played the best Peter Parker, but not the best Spider-Man. And what's the other guy?
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield. I think he did the best Spider-Man. So Andrew Garfield nailed half of it. Same with Tobey Maguire, opposite halves. And Tom Holland, I think, is doing a very good job of balancing out both.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Garfield was too cool for Spider-Man, or for Peter Parker, sorry. And fucking, come on. Plus, a lot of people like have been editing the original like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. So anytime I see it now, all I'm gonna think of is anytime he jumps up to like jump down, all I hear is a fart noise.
Yeah.
It's all over fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
But I love the way, like, even in this movie when Peter and Doctor Strange and Tony are talking about like how to land the ship. Peter like introduces himself to Doctor Strange. He's like, "Hey, I'm Peter Parker," and he's like, "Oh, Doctor Strange. Oh, we're using our made-up names. I'm Spider-Man."
Yeah.
Like, he's just he plays the character, I think, so super well. I would love to see his like an interaction with Hugh Jackman. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen because they haven't brought. Well, I mean, they're having such trouble with trying to get Spider-Man into the MCU. Or who is it? Who owns Spider-Man's rights?
Sony.
Sony? Does Sony also own X-Men?
No, Fox did.
Fox did.
And then
now
Disney bought out Fox.
Yeah.
So
it's
possible, but I don't think it's just going to be a brief cameo.
Oh, okay.
Hugh Jackman, him and Patrick Stewart are very, very happy with how the characters died off and how the characters ended in the Foxverse, that they don't want to do anything else with the character. They're like, that was a perfect send-off. I'm happy with it, and I'm okay walking and stepping away. Plus, Hugh Jackman's like in his 50s and shit, so getting that Wolverine shred on is a little bit harder.
Yeah, no, like, but I'm also I never expect actors and actresses to like starve themselves and fucking dehydrate themselves to shit so they look good in a scene.
Yeah.
Like, fucking have a little bit of gun, like just a little bit of muscle, enough so it's like you flex, you can tell, like, or you can see like they can kick the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That's enough for me, and throw some dirt on their face, because that's every action movie. There's always dirt or grease or some shit on someone's face. That's all you need. You don't need abs of steel chiseled out of marble.
Yeah.
And then made into steel.
Looking at you, Hemsworth. Relax. All right.
Stop being so goddamn handsome. Glad he's married. Saving some ladies for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to gay men. Thank you.
Yeah. You're giving us poor fucks a chance.
I'm not poor.
Me neither. I'm middle class.
I am.
I got
poor.
money to cover the bills, you know. That's all that matters.
Tom Holland was not allowed to read the script for this movie since he revealed too many secrets for Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think in this movie, actually, they kept it so secretive. Only Benedict Cumberbatch read the whole thing.
Yep.
And he was able to see the whole script. I did find out because he's going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. Releases on the 17th. Go see it. He refused to read the full script because he didn't want spoilers.
That makes sense.
So a lot of these guys are just like, even the actors are getting into it, except for
Gwyneth
Gwyneth
Paltrow.
Paltrow was like, "What's a Hawkeye?" And it's like, you know what, bitch? You know
How
what?
about I show you
Go
what a black eye looks
fucking
like?
shove your candle up your hooch.
Gina Carano, I would like to hire you to punch Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, is that right wing enough for you? No. Oh, it could be.
You guys can talk about anti-vaxxing
Right wing's all
and
about,
rocks.
suppressing the woman. They
They're
can't
not
do
called-
that with their body.
What did that senator call women? It's like
Uh,
blessed vessels or earthly vessels blessed by God. Yeah, he didn't refer to women as like something less offensive, like females or something like that. He's just, you're a vessel for babies.
Yeah, it's oof.
I have no opinion on the matter. I don't have a vagina. I cannot bear a child. Therefore, I think I don't get an opinion.
Here we go. We just go the old Satanism route, you know?
Do what
That's
makes you
why I
happy,
like-
as long as
yeah.
it doesn't infringe on anyone else's rights.
Exactly. Which is
But it's my right to go to this McDonald's. Fuck you. Let me see your Vax Pass.
yeah. You can go, you just can't sit in it. Why do you
I
want to sit?
understand.
Like, it
Autonomy
actually
only
makes me
works
so
for them.
happy because it's only bad for Wendy's. I don't know what it is. Every Wendy's I go to, the people that sit and eat in a Wendy's are the creepiest motherfuckers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is because it's multiple Wendy's. I've gone to a lot of Wendy's, and it's always the same.
It's the soda machines.
Yeah.
It's the soda machines.
Brings out those fucking freaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have it like extra carbonation and the
Frozen.
the extra bubbles go straight to your brain and it goes right to the rage center.
Yeah. Fuck, they're weird. That's why I don't want to become one of them. I'll always take my shit to go.
I feel like now with the pandemic it's just an excuse for me not to eat out anymore.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. The only reason I did it before the pandemic was because my food would get cold.
Yeah.
But now I'm at an age where I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll eat a frozen burger.
Yeah.
Shout out Smosh. Burger but cold. Fucking genius.
Yeah. It's good. Anyway, no frozen food in this movie. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Thor raided a bunch of frozen food in the Guardian ship.
Was it frozen or freeze dried? Because
Uh,
that's just dried.
I don't know. But yeah, the graphics in this were good. The villain itself and all the acting I found was very good. There wasn't anything that I was just like questionable. I really wish, like, cause actually no, I didn't like Black Widow in this one. I don't know, the lines and the way they were delivered just seemed out of character almost. It was like it was a robot. Like it was like she went back to robot Winter Soldier Black Widow.
It's almost like they were just reusing footage
Yeah.
and just editing
So,
it on.
It made it tough. That was the only thing. Everyone else, I really enjoyed their acting. It's really hard though, given this insane ensemble, because you're bringing together like 20 heroes,
Yeah, around that.
and to give each person like the amount of like screen time, lines, and everything like that. And a lot of ones that didn't get lines or screen time in this one get focused more in the second one. In Endgame.
Maybe they did it that way on purpose. Like they gave the people that were. I would be. It'd be interesting to see like how much screen time each person got. Like maybe they gave the people that got snapped more screen time on purpose. I would like to. I would like to see if someone's done some. Like there has to be at least one nerd that's done like calculated out the screen time of each character in these movies.
I don't know about screen time, but I know they did lines to see how much people got paid.
Well, they pay them by line.
No, just to show like the difference in pay, and then
Oh, okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
this person had this many lines. Like I think I don't know if it's in I think maybe it's the second Spider-Man. But Nick Fury, like Samuel L. Jackson, got paid huge money, and I think he was on screen for 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And like the amount of lines he had in it was just ridiculous. But that's what happens when you're Samuel motherfucking Jackson.
Come on the podcast. Get us some views. Come on.
Yeah.
Give me $1 million.
Curse us out. We'll talk about Snakes on a Plane. A hit movie.
Oh, Black Snake Moan, bro. It's way better.
Oh, that one is good. That's because it also has, it's Wednesday, my dudes. Christina Ricci. That's her
Yeah.
name.
I was waiting for you to get it. I was going to do the Wednesday Scream, and then I thought, better not.
Yeah. Don't make me edit.
It's like, we just talked about this earlier.
But yeah, I think that's the only acting, and all the emotional parts hit right. The music, even though it's orchestral, it brings you in more.
Yeah.
Makes you feel it actually has an emotionality in the music, which for some of them it didn't matter. It was like it was just like background music. This one does a lot to pull you in the scenes, and some of those ones get repeated throughout. Mainly the one that when he hawks Gamora to get the Soul Stone. Excuse me. That one happens again in the next movie, and then it happens again in the Hawkeye series.
Oh.
When he's Clint's talking about something, which
When he's having his petition.
yeah, which we'll find out what the hell is he talking about. We'll find out next week. By the way, next week probably recording around a Wednesday, so be ready.
I wasn't told of this.
Don't worry.
We do it earlier in the day, so there'll be more light. People get way higher definition. I changed my mind.
But yeah, so we'll record this podcast live. And where do we record the podcast live, Jordan?
Oh, sorry. Let me show you. HTTP Twitch TV / by the rail side. All one word.
Yeah, all
And
one word.
You can hear about it on Twitter at by the rail side. And you can watch some funny videos in slow motion on TikTok if you search for by the rail side. Or is it Zach at by the rail side?
It might be Zach from. I think you search by the rail.
Yeah, just search by the rail side. There's probably not that many accounts that are. It's the one
By
that's
rail
not
sides.
dedicated to trains.
Yeah.
If you see the guy that uses the fucked up camera angles, you've gone too far. That's way too popular.
Or you've gone to the right spot. 'Cause
Yeah.
that guy is
Wholesome.
amazing.
It makes me feel good.
Him, Frankie McDonald.
Yeah,
Love Frankie McDonald.
he's the only weather reports that I watch.
Yeah.
It's the only one that's relevant.
That's how I found out about the high winds today.
The two brothers from I think New Zealand. They do the cooking show.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to use like the main descriptor that I normally would. The two brothers with Down syndrome that do a cooking show. Those guys are great.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of great creators out there on TikTok.
Ricky Berwick, he scares me.
Yeah, Ricky, there's just something about him, you know? I don't know if it's
He's my
the crippleness or the...
I want to clarify that I am not terrified of cripples. Just
No.
Ricky Berwick
Yeah.
specifically. Because, like, I'm pretty sure at one point in my life I've had a nightmare where something that looks exactly like him has crawled on my ceiling.
It's like out of The Grudge. Shit's fucked. But he's hilarious.
Yeah. And he gets
And-
away with so much because he's... I think I specifically remember seeing a video where he said something that was like... He was talking shit about someone and that person genuinely, like, deserved it. But then they called him out on it and then he's like, whoa, you can't say that. I'm crippled. Oh.
So many great content creators. If only we were one.
We are.
Yeah.
People just haven't realized it yet.
Yeah, just wait.
Just wait.
Let's tweet at Joe Biden. Hey,
At
check this out.
a Joe Byron.
Yeah.
Once you invite me to the Oval Office, I'll give you a big old kiss.
Oh.
What are you thankful for? Beans, rice, Jesus Christ, and
Byron.
how do they do that stupid shit? Byron.
I don't know. That looks
That's it.
worse than it. Like, I would just do this. Just go, hello. Well, I don't know like how they do it with the
Do
thumbs.
this.
That looks
Yeah.
fucked.
This is mine.
So yeah, if I extend my thumbs,
This
I
is
can't...
way better. This is more anatomically correct. I'm squeezing it over. The fuck is that? It's a heart. What the fuck are you saying? I love you. What's with this fucking shit? I'm not a freak. I'm not the Grinch.
Yeah.
I have an anatomically correct heart.
Jesus Christ. And Byron.
Mainly Byron.
I saw another video post with that guy, and it was talking about how he was homeless and like, hey, donate. You guys should definitely donate.
How much of that money he's
cover
actually
me.
going to see?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, no, I'm bringing food.
9 times out of 10, there's always like a scam involved. I remember actually there was one I saw recently. It was these a bunch of realtors have this $100 club where they all go to dinner and they choose a different restaurant each time, and they all put $100 in an envelope before the dinner for the waiter or waitress. And they also had they started a Kickstarter, I guess, or GoFundMe or whatever the fuck they call it, and they raised like $40,000. So there was 4 of them, so she was gonna get, or no, was it 40,000 or 4,000? I can't remember. They raised a lot of money for her, and what ended up happening was the fucking owners of the restaurant took everything but like $200.
Yep.
Scumbags.
Yeah.
Eat the rich. Elon Musk. Come on the
wait.
podcast, I'll eat your ass.
He's fucking weird. He's probably tough.
Have you seen his hair?
You know,
He looks like
like when he's over.
Skid from fucking Hey Doug. What are you, a bully from the 80s?
Oh, it is a bully. I always like Skeeter. All right. Before we get 2 more off topic, we've dropped our socials. Looks like we're gonna get a rating on this one. I'm gonna start. I'm giving it a 9.8. Acting was great. There's only a few things that I can nitpick here and there. For that, maybe some continuity things, but a lot of them could just be left up to interpretation. So, effects were great, story was great, characters were great, editing, music, everything. So, it's a 9.8 from me.
I'm going to give it a 9.5. Just because the suit issues, which like I understand, but I feel like they've done other things so well that like it's something that they could definitely nail a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like just give him a turtleneck. Hella's suit was more well done than these ones. Come on. The music was great. The orchestral stuff, I should say the use of sound was great in this movie, because there were certain times where like the music was very much necessary. It helped build up the tone of the scene. And then there was times where the lack of music I thought was very well done. More so towards the end of the movie, I noticed it, where like when Thanos went into the Soul Stone or wherever he went, where he met young Gamora, there was nothing. There was almost no music playing.
Yeah.
And then when it flashed back to Earth after he had snapped, there was like silence and then a slow buildup of music.
Mm-hmm.
That was phenomenally well done. The shots themselves I thought were very well done. They went for a lot of practical locations. Ouch. For a lot of the stuff, well, on Earth anyways. But no star wipes. So that's going to take another few points off. So I just can't. Russo brothers, use the star wipe. It's in every editing program because it's a staple.
Yeah.
That's like mac and cheese with no mac. That's just cheese.
That's still good.
Yeah, but not in that form.
Yeah.
You would just bake the cheese. If you did like a fondue, that's a whole separate dish. That's a whole separate thing. That's like me talking about putting a star wipe in a music in a song. I was gonna say music video, but I realized that's a video. You can still do that. It's like listening to a song on Spotify and be like, "Where the fuck is the star wipe?"
Yeah.
When you have like Jason Derulo in the background, just screaming,
Jason, star wipe."
Sorry, I yelled a little bit. You're gonna have to edit that out.
That's okay. So yeah, that gives us a 9.7 from us here at By the Rail Side. let us know what you thought of Avengers Infinity War. You can either tweet at us or throw it in the comments on the YouTubes. And join us next week. You can join us on Wednesday, where we'll be recording it, probably around like 8-ish, depending. Or catch it every Sunday. We release a new episode. So next week we'll be doing Avengers Endgame. And let's bring some tissues. This one, there's some hard-hitting moments in this one that we're going to have to watch this in the dark. So
We should specify, bring more tissues than usual.
Yes.
Because I know that my sensual and sultry voice, and now you get to see my face too, must be someone's busting nuts.
Yeah. Bustin' makes me feel good. Yeah. He does. He does look like it. What a fucking loser.
Come on.
Fuck
Seriously,
you,
though,
Musk.
come on the podcast.
Yeah. Talk to us. Actually, you'd be interesting to talk to, but you got to be in a movie.
We'll hit the dab pen.
Yeah.
We'll watch a movie, we'll hit the dab pen, and we'll do a podcast.
Yeah.
You can sit in my lap, because we only have 2 cameras.
Yep.
And we could share a mic. Who knows? Maybe I'll mistake you for Byron, give you a little kiss.
Yeah. But you guys take care. Enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to see Spider-Man. And then we'll see you next week.
Drive safe.
Oh, yes. Much safe.